there, Chocks and Chocolates, no in between. Roberto here for another video review. It's the Cadbury Dairy Milk Mystery Bar number 2. Yes, the second in the Mystery Bar range from Cadbury's, as you probably can imagine. So I've just reviewed the first one, basically, which is here. So I've just reviewed that, so yeah, go check that out. I'm sure there'll be a link in the top right hand corner. Is it there? Yes, there we go. Yeah, somewhere up there at some point in the in the review, if not there already. Okay, so what are these about then? Well, basically, solve the mystery flavour for a chance to win a mystery prize. Scan the QR code or search Cadbury Mystery Bars to enter. There you go. So yeah, scan that and you get a place to submit it, presumably. Yeah, so basically, well, this is the second one, and it's essentially a sort of dairy milk bar with a cream filling. More flavoured filling, it says. It kind of comes across as a cream filling. You know, I was speculating in the first review whether that would kind of skew your view of what the actual flavour is. Because, of course, if it's crunchy bits or whatever, you know, then if they were flavoured, it might convey it in a different way. Whereas if it's a cream filling, you're kind of inclined to think, oh, it's some kind of, I don't know, milkshake or something like that. You know what I mean? Something that is creamy, I guess. It's not. Well, the first one wasn't a very clear flavour. It wasn't just like orange or raspberry. You know what I mean? So, So is it called like a strawberry sundae or a, I don't know, Bucks Fizz or full English breakfast or something obscure like that? You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, it didn't taste that way, by the way. But anyway, so we don't know. We don't know how complicated the flavours are. Whether the cream skews the flavour, really. So you can see there it says milk chocolate with flavoured filling. 30%. It's just got flavourings there. Main contain nuts, wheat. It doesn't specifically say that there's nuts in it. I think that's just a disclaimer that it might generally contain nuts. I don't think it actually would ever contain nuts. It's just a flavoured cream centre, basically, as you can see there. So the nutritional information, 400 grams, 563 calories, 35 grams of fat, 20 of which are saturates. And per 4 chunks, 28.3 grams, 159 calories, 10 grams of fat, 5.7 of which are saturates. And it's, there you go, 170 gram bar. So I think it's the same calories as the other bar. 563, 35, 20. Let's have a look. That's 400 grams. Oh, 562. There's one fewer calorie in this one, so that's interesting, isn't it? Interesting. Make of that what you will. Right, so there we go. So I don't know if there's loads more to say, really, because obviously it doesn't tell you really what's in it. It does have some things there. Milk chocolate, milk solids contains 20% minimum, actual 23%. Contains vegetable fat in addition to cocoa butter. It's got palm fat in there as well, if you can see. It's up there. You can see the milk chocolate flavoured filling 30%. So that's all the same, basically, as the other one. It's got the Queen approved by Appointments of Her Majesty the Queen. Cocoa and chocolate manufacturers Cadbury UK Limited, Bourneville. Super vegetarians. Couldn't really read any of that on the other one, but it seems to have come across a bit better in this one for whatever reason, hasn't it? Just with the foiling slightly different. Yeah, I think the foiling on this one's just a bit of greeny gold, where it's like a pinky purple on this one. So you can just make out the difference. Yeah, I think the blue is just a reflection of my screen in the background. But yeah, interesting. Right, well, I don't think there's much more to say, really, to be honest with you. It looks quite nice, like the sort of watermarking to the bar. It's pinch from Cadbury Australia, the obviously with the glass and a half, and it says dairy milk and other cubes of chocolate. Stuff like that. No idea what this flavour is. You know, I've really no idea. I didn't really guess the first one very well. I had an idea, sort of, but no idea. I felt like it was way off the mark, really, but who knows? So yeah, so I guess we'll give this one an open. So it's about. I think it's maybe very similar to the, you know, the first one basically. But we'll have a look anyway. You never know. And then of course we'll give it a taste. So let's move down first and give it an open. So yeah, let's do it. Let's give it an open. Right, okay, we're going to give this Cadbury Dairy Milk Mystery Bar number 2 an open. Milk chocolate with a mystery flavour filling. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, so let's give it an open now. I don't think it's going to be anything too dramatic about what it looks like. It's basically dairy milk with a sort of cream centre that's, I don't think, going to be indicative of whatever the flavour is. But you never know. We'll give it a look and we'll see if we can smell anything as well. You know, there might be some nice aroma coming from it. So this is sort of hard to see, but it just says open here. There, look at it closely. It says open and reseal, actually. Just be able to about see that, but it's very difficult to see. There we go. Alright, let's just get into it. Okay, so time recording, I've done about 940 reviews, believe it or not. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if not done so already. It's alright to point out the link to place all my other reviews, as well as some related ones. Oh wow, so it's got a very strong smell coming from it. Yes, as well as some of related reviews and the mystery bar number 1 as well. So yeah, go check those out after you watch this one. Hope you enjoy those too. Yeah, because it's a bit melty today in the UK a bit, but it's not as warm as it was. But yeah, wow, it's definitely had a very strong smell coming from it. Oh. You know what? It's really annoying because I feel like it's one. If I knew what the flavour was, I'd be like, oh yeah, of course. But when I don't know what the flavour is, it's really difficult. You know. It immediately smelled like those sort of, you know, was it Raffles bars, whatever they're called? You know, the cherry coconut, whatever it is. But the flavour's dissipated a bit now. It had a very distinct flavour coming from it. Yeah, very distinct. So I'll tell you what, I'll just measure it underneath while measuring's good. 18.5 centimetres, yeah. The new one was about, well, 18.4 actually, maybe 18.5. 18.45, something like that. Measure as well the calipers. It's a bit melty, so I have to be careful. Roughly 8.8, 8.9 centimetres. And height, as I say, it's quite melting. A bit careful, really. Go to 0 again. It's melting my hands too much. Not that warm in my house, but nonetheless. About 1.2 centimetres tall, and then the trough. About 6 millimetres. So it's a kind of yeah, there's a sort of step at the top, and there's a bit of a flourish as well with the bar. I'm not going to go into too much detail of the flourishes on this one. It's a bigger bar, but nonetheless, you know, you can kind of see the other one already opened. You know, the other Mr. Bar 1. You can kind of see that there is a. You could easily fit another cube in here, couldn't you, with the space, the actual length of the bar. You know, you can see it here as well, can't you, with the one who actually opened it. You know what I mean? So it's a bit unfortunate. You can see there's a bit of a lip at the top. You know what I mean? So I think that's, yeah. I didn't mention it in the mystery bar number 1, but you can see here there is definitely space for at least more than one more row of segments. So, you know, another 4 basically, if not a bit more. So a bit disappointing that. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's see, just to avoid my hands too much meltage on it. Just lift it up so you can see what it looks like. I mean, quite nothing too dramatic. You can see there, just got the Cadbury logo on each segment. Looks pretty nice, but you can see there's a base at the bottom, so it's going to be not quite as wide at the top as it is at the bottom because of that step. There we go. All right, well, let's give it a bit of a snap then, shall we? So it looks like on the inside. I think it's going to be quite similar. It looks a bit different actually. That cream looks a bit dark. Look at it. It seems to have something in it as well. You know what? Black currant. You know, black currant maybe. Black currants. Don't know. Might have that smell to it. Yeah, I don't know. Looked like it had something in it there. You can look at this one here. You could just about there see that there's something there. And I don't know if that's a mistake or what, but you can see in the main bit, so melty it is in my hands. There's nothing there, but in that bit there, it just looked to be something. Maybe it's a mistake. But you can see there, basically what we're up against. It's just a cream centre actually, isn't it? There's nothing in it. But it doesn't go all the way to the top, which is disappointing. Yeah. It's not the hottest day in UK today, by the way. It's the it's the Saturday after, or the Sunday after actually, that we had that hottest day ever. We can see the effect. You know, it's still lingering around the heat. You know, yeah, it's not that warm in the house today, but clearly still warm. A bit of effect on the chocolate, but at least when you're holding it. So anyway, I'll go go wash my fingers and then get back to it. All right, I'm back. Yes, washed hands. Okay, yeah. So it definitely had a distinct smell. I'm just wondering if it's blackcurrant. You know, really am. Let's have a bit of a lift up and let's have a see. Definitely does have a bit of a fruity smell. This one. I'm thinking blackcurrant. You know, I'm thinking blackcurrant. This one. Let's have a see. It's just a. Well, yeah. I'll tell you what. I was going to continue sniffing it and stuff, but. Yeah, I think we need to give it a taste. Find out what I think. But I think initial smell test makes me think of blackcurrant. So yeah, let's give it a taste. I'm interested as well. I like the blackcurrant flavouring, so this one might be pretty good. So yeah, so let's lift myself up, give it a taste. Okay then everyone, going to give this Cadbury Dairy Milk Mystery Bar number 2 a taste. Yeah, so very excited for this one. Basically just gave it an open, had a look at it. A bit of a smell of what I think was possibly blackcurrant, so not sure if that is the case, of course. It's just basically a sort of dairy milk bar with a sort of creamy filling. It's a bit difficult to know whether when you taste it, whether the cream sort of, you know, whether the fact you're actually tasting sort of like the cream texture or what have you will make you think it's like a milkshake type of flavour or something like that. I'm not sure. So that's one thing against this concept, I think. But you know, I don't know. So I'm not sure if it's going to be like relatively safe flavours or, you know, whether it's going to be like full English breakfast or something like that. And then obviously with the cream filling, it makes you think, oh, it's, I don't know, something else, if you know what I mean. You don't get the context as much with the cream filling, I think is what I'm trying to say. But I don't think the flavour's going to be like full English breakfast or whatever. It's certainly not from the smell of this one, not from the first one anyway. It seems to be that crazy, but who knows? Could just be I didn't detect it at all. But alright, I've got a segment to this one, so yeah, let's give it a bit of a go. Yeah, let's do it. Let's give it a taste. I originally thought that couldn't. Wow. I feel like I've tasted this before. Birthday cake, this one, you know. I think this is birthday cake flavour. I think that's what it's trying to be, this one, or cake, you know. Let's see. That's a sensor, by the way. I thought it smelled like blackcurrant when I first smelled it. It was a very strong smell when you first opened it. Of course, that's gone now. But I think tasting it, I think birthday cake's a bit of a non-flavour. It's just cake, really. But it seems to be birthday cake, doesn't it? It's just a cake flavoured something. Yeah, I think this one is cake flavour. Birthday cake flavour, this. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm not sure on the first one, but yeah, that's what this one is, I think. Birthday cake flavour. I mean, not 100% sure, of course. You know, I've sampled my fair few birthday cake items and chocolates in my time, it has to be said. But even so, I wouldn't say I'm amazing at taste tests and stuff like that. So, but that's what I'm thinking from this one. I don't know if it's like a derivative of cake, like red velvet or something like that, or Victoria sponge. But I think birthday cake is generally the kind of cake flavour that's around, isn't it, generally? So, yeah, I think that's what this one is. Now, I'd say the mystery bar one, I couldn't really detect what that one was, actually. And it did kind of make a difference, because when you don't really know what it is, it's quite hard to sort of say, well, yeah. I mean, of course, I don't know what this one is, but because it tastes like something, I've got a kind of point of reference, and it kind of does add to it, really. You know, I think not really knowing what the flavour is, it's, I don't know, I mean, there are some chocolate bars and some other bars where you just have them and they don't really have a flavour, I guess, you know, they just have a texture and things, and it's just nice, if you know what I mean. So, you just, you know, you do, not very often, is it? But you know what I mean, I'm sure, I don't know, I can't think of a good example. I don't know, let's say just a fries cream bar or something like that, you know what I mean? It doesn't really have a flavour as such, but it's perfectly fine. It doesn't have to have a flavour, it's just more like the texture and things. But I think when it's just something like this, I don't know, when the first one, it was a bit hard to rate, really, because I just didn't really know what it was and what had a sort of flavour. I don't know, it was okay and everything, but I don't know, I feel like without the context, it was quite difficult to really, I don't know if enjoy it's the wrong word, but I don't know, it was a bit of a weird one. Whereas with this one, I don't know, I've got a point of reference, or at least I think I've got one. It does come across as something a bit more enjoyable and a bit more possible to appreciate. I could be completely off the mark, you know, but yeah. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this one's birthday cake flavour, basically. So yeah, so quite nice and interesting, this one. I feel like the cream centre kind of suits it as well. I feel a bit like that's not a bad thing, you know. I think it's conveyed quite well. I don't know what I say again, the first flavour, I don't know whether I kind of couldn't detect it because I was skewed or had the taste skewed by the cream. I'm not sure, really. So it's a hard one to know. But I think obviously a cream filling for birthday cake, I think kind of works. Assuming it's birthday cake, of course. Yeah. So for me, this one, I quite like it. I quite like it. I think it's hard to say. Like I was saying a minute ago, whether because I have some kind of point of reference, at least I think I do, it's possible to appreciate the bar more. But I think that kind of is the case, really, over the first one. Whether it really tastes nicer, I don't know. But it's the fact that I've got some, as I say, some kind of reference point to say, oh yeah, you know what I mean. Very strange one to explain, I think. So it's very similar to the first bar, though, insofar as the overall concept, obviously. The dairy milk and things like this. It's kind of, it's there and everything, but it's more about the centre, really. You don't really get a massive dairy milk taste as such. It's more about the sort of cream or the sort of flavoured cream centre, or whatever. Which is kind of the dominant taste. I don't really feel like I'm getting much of a dairy milk experience from this bar. So you know, it's more about the novelty of it, really. I think, and again, I think it's quite similar to the first one. I think for the novelty, it would be a 4 out of 5, really. Quite an interesting concept. But I think this one, as I say, does have a bit more of a distinct flavour from my point of view, because I feel like I've had a stab at it, and I feel like I'm happy with that, with that guess. It might not be right, but I feel like I'm in the right ballpark, or at least, you know, it's I feel like it tastes like that. Whereas the first one, I couldn't really appreciate it as much because I couldn't guess what the taste was. So, you know, coming anywhere close to it, you know, at least I feel like I didn't anyway. So I feel like it does affect the experience quite a bit, really. But you know, as I say, the concept, the gimmick, of course, is guessing the flavour, and it's an interesting one. And for that, it's a 4 out of 5. But I think as a bar on its own, the fact you didn't really get much of a dairy milk experience, the fact that kind of more about the cream sensor, but I feel like they do complement each other relatively well. You know, one doesn't necessarily overpower the other one, but I don't feel like you really get much of a dairy milk experience. It's not like it's the dairy milk flavoured, if you know what I mean, which I think would be a better, you know, like with the orange one, where they flavoured, like the orange dairy milk, where they flavoured just had a bar of dairy milk and they flavoured that. Why they've not done that here, I don't know actually. Didn't consider that with the first one. But yeah, why not just have a whole dairy milk bar flavoured that way rather than this cream filling? And I feel that's perhaps a bit of a cop out, maybe saving a cost saving exercise, probably. You know, you might be able to convey the flavour better. I don't know, maybe. So it could give them the benefit of the doubt there. Because I must admit, dairy milk does have a strong flavour generally, strong taste. You know, so maybe if it was completely dairy milk, that taste would kind of conflict with it. So we could give them the benefit of the doubt there in regards to that. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Could be just a convenience, that, couldn't it, or a bit of serendipity there. It's actually, you know, cheaper and able to convey the flavour a bit better. I'm not sure. So I don't know, I'm not sure about that one, but what it does mean either way is that you don't get much of a dairy milk taste as much as you might think you would do. It's really more about the cream sense and the flavour, more about the flavour basically, which is perhaps what it should be because you are trying to guess the flavour. But you know, it is kind of does mean that the dairy milk kind of isn't quite as prominent as you might think it would be. But this one, I think it's slightly better than the first one, as I say, but whether that's because I can detect something or feel I can, I don't know, but it does seem to come across a bit better. So it's perhaps a bit of both. I'm not sure. Hard one to say. You know, if I knew what the flavour is of the first one, maybe I'd prefer it more because I could appreciate it more. I don't really know. But this one, yeah, I'd say the gimmick for all this and the other would be a 4 out of 5. I think the bar itself actually isn't too bad. It's quite sweet. You know, it's not the best dairy milk experience in the world I've had, but again, it's about the experience in this, that, and the other. But it comes across okay. I enjoy this one. It's interesting. Maybe I'm wrong though. As I say, that whole smell at the start of it kind of didn't remind me of a birthday cake or cake sort of flavour or whatever. It came across as like a black currant, I think, or blueberry. I think it's a black currant. So it could be black currant flavour, and I've just gone down the wrong tangent. But yeah, but I'll stick with birthday cake. So there we go. But yeah, as I say, as an experience, 4 out of 5. But you know, for the taste itself, it's just about a 3.5 out of 5. But yeah, a nice experience and something a bit different. Interesting. Well, I hope you enjoyed that review, guys. Let me know what your opinions on this one are in the comments. If you feel comfortable sharing them, of course, you might win that prize, you know. Continue to watch my content and interacting with the channel by clicking on these thumbnail links that's been on the screen now. Have a leave a comment over it. Always great to hear from you, as I always say. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And have a great day also, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy guessing. Bye for now. See ya.